Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has released a final 4D rule listing the northern long-eared bat as threatened under the Endangered Species Act. And while certain colonies of the species of bat have seen dramatic population losses in recent years, Fish and Wildlife has repeatedly asserted that the underlying cause is a fungal disease known as the white nose syndrome. White nose syndrome does not directly kill or harm these bats. Rather, it wakes them out of hibernation, resulting in the bats burning through stored fat and leaving their hibernacula in search of food when none is often found or available. Now, I'm pleased that this legislation, the underlying legislation, contains funding for white nose syndrome research. Bats play a critical role in the ecosystem, and more needs to be done in order to restore colonies devastated by white nose. However, as we allow for necessary habitat conservation, we must also ensure that activities occurring in the bat's range are not unreasonably or unnecessarily impacted as a result of the Endangered Species Act listing. Specifically, such a listing could have great impacts on forest management, forest products, agriculture, energy production, mining, and commercial development. Because this species of bat is found in 38 states and Washington, D.C., a listing under the Endangered Species Act would have significant impacts through this enormous geographical range. My amendment is simple. It merely prohibits the Department of Interior for a period of 1 year from considering any new rules beyond the final 4D rule or any action to treat the northern long-eared bat as endangered, which is the most restrictive form of ESA listing. The intention is to ensure reasonable land use within the bat's range while Fish and Wildlife continues to research and work with the states on finding treatments for white nose syndrome. I urge my colleagues to vote yes on this amendment, and I reserve the balance of my time.